welcome to a blockbuster edition of Overdrive. I'm the voice, Sean Ortiz. I'm joined this week with the Hardway HQ himself, John Harder, the classic one, Mikey D, and we are talking a massive, a loaded edition of Overdrive. Guys, dog collar match.
I got the collar right here. The referee's going to get it pretty soon, and, well, we haven't had a dog collar match in quite some time, and for those of you at home, this isn't the match for the faint at heart.
15 feet of logger chain.
Absolutely, and attached by two leashes, but by two collars. These two guys are absolutely going to brutalize each other. Vince Steele and Brolly. It is going to be an out-and-out barn burner.
Plus a human highlight reel match. It's TREY FELIPE taking on Sebastian Cage, but we are going to kick it off with the dog collar match.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is a dog collar match.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's not been a dog collar match in Ace Pro Wrestling in nearly a decade, and right now we're going to see two guys look to brutalize each other, and this has all been building for quite some time.
Gentlemen, you two may know this better than me, but I've been part of some of the bloodier ones myself. There is no destination wilder for finality than Ace Pro Wrestling.
Introducing first, hailing from Elizabeth, New Jersey, weighing in at 350 pounds, this is the Saint of Brutality, Brolly!
Brolly brought his own extension for the chain, apparently.
This rivalry literally stems back over a decade when these two guys were part of tag teams. Brolly was part of the Saints of Brutality. Vince Steele was a part of Steel Johnson. This goes back over a decade. These guys have had barn burners with one another, and tonight, Brolly and Vince Steele in one-on-one competition have been feuding since Awoken has reignited things. We are seeing them go at it tonight in a barn burner of a dog collar match.
Yes, but this is not the remix of pro wrestling. This is the Jurassic Juggernauts.
Introducing his opponent, hailing from South Boogie, New York, weighing in at 450 pounds, this is the Jurassic Juggernaut, Vince Steele.
I talked to Ace Management earlier. The ring has been reinforced for this contest.
Absolutely classic Mikey D. You look at Vince Steele, this is a guy who had rise to power in November. Him and his partner, who's traveled the globe with him, Cha-Cha Charlie, faced off with Brolly and the now one half of the Ace Tag Team Champions, Caveman. Unbelievable contest. That was Vince Steele came out on top, but this is different. One-on-one, barn burner. It's going to be a dog collar match. Cheyenne, I know this is not going to be for the weak at heart, so everybody, make sure you have your parents' permission before watching.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are witnessing a near metric ton collectively in the ring. I do not want to be the official in charge. Ref Jerry will not only be responsible for the violence, but he has to administer the dog collars.
You think those collars are big enough?
I don't think anything's big enough to contain the pure violence emanating from the pores of these two creatures, these mythological beings in size.
You know, I've heard stories about dog collar matches from the past. Those collars have been reinforced so it doesn't really do damage to the person's neck and skin.
Just think about the Crossroads 12 dog collar match between the Fat Nasty Bastard and Jamal Jackson back in 2016. That chain had to be reinforced. Imagine the materials involved for these two unearthly creatures.
You know, Jamal Jackson still suffers from effects of that match.
That's indeed true. I mean, we've talked about him from time to time. He took a nasty groin shot in the middle of that contest. He has never been the same in many senses of the word.
But I hear he sings in a beautiful falsetto now.
Dog collar. Ring the bell.
Dog collar underway. Brolly now trying to just jockey right off away.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fate of these two men have been sealed. There is no retreat. This is the purity of violence. This is the dog collar match.
Both men going face to face here. They're pulling each other like a tug of war with the chain, and now they're going to go strike for strike. This ain't going to be a 5-star wrestling classic.
This is not the 4 corners to victory style. This is, in fact, a pinfall to a finish contest.
I think right now across the bottom of the YouTube it should say disclaimer.
Of course, we want you to subscribe to us on all forms of social media, including our YouTube channel. You can check out past matches of these 2 cornerstones of Ace Pro Wrestling, but we don't want you to check it out right now. We want you to stay with us for the violence that is about to ensue, right, Hardway?
Absolutely, and here we go. Vince Steele lining up a chop, but he got a little bit of that chain as well with that chop. Didn't get all of it. That one did.
You know, Harder, you've probably interviewed Vince Steele more times than anyone. You have documented his career like no other journalist in the tri-state area.
Chop again.
You know him at a different level. What is the mentality like going into this right now?
Anger. It's aggression. It's ruthless brutality, and that's something that Vince Steele really wants to deliver on Brolly here. And Brolly and Vince Steele again go way back. This is way more than just business. This is personal.
Oh, up and over goes Steele.
Steele on the
and
outside.
tumbles right in front of us. In Classic, you were one of the complete proponents. Oh, and he drags Brolly right over with him.
Right by his neck.
You were one of the complete proponents of bringing Brolly back.
You know, when it came to Brolly, he stepped away from the ring for almost a decade before, crossing back over, through the COVID quarantine, global crisis and everything. He came back and now he's choking the life out of Vince Steele.
Oh, look at the chain right across the mouth, right across the jaw, the teeth of the Jurassic Juggernaut.
And for me, Brolly, I feel like he was one of those pieces of the puzzle that has been missing in professional wrestling. That brutality, that size, that power.
And now let's also mention, this does not have to be contained. While the pinfall must occur in the ring, these guys can cross the Passaic River.
Absolutely.
The chain!
Oh, right across the back!
But the
and Brolly's so familiar.
But the pinfall has to happen in the center. You can brawl wherever the hell you want. Ref Jerry's just going to let it go, but it's got to be ended in the center of the squared circle.
He's hitting him right across the back, but the chain is actually whipping around into the kidney region.
Oh, Brolly thinking that fistful of dollars as he has utilized that uppercut as a prelude to his finish many times. Oh, Steele's just choking. Oh, that guardrail can tilt over. You're getting quite the fan experience there. You might want to move there, lady.
Right in the front row, you might get some extra blood, sweat, and tears and souvenirs.
Steele now traveling around a circle. He's taking his time. He knows that this beating is going to be long and full of hell.
Oh, hard chop!
Speaking of hell, double sledge to the back, and this is going to be a brawl.
No one here's going to grab a headlock. This is a fight. This is a brawl. And Brolly eats the ring post.
I thought Brolly was going to go over that guardrail right in front of us, which I would have collectively had to run and hide because I would have been scared to death.
We are in the early going of one of the most gruesome contests in Ace history in recent memory.
When you talk about styles clashes, there's no clash here. These guys are big and they are strikers. You're not going to see a whole lot of headlocks. You're not going to see a whole lot of lucha style or high flying. This is just going to be brutal.
To be fair, the size of these two behemoths, they don't need the chain. Their bodies are weapons, but the chain is administering even more. Look at this.
Right around the eyes. Squeezing the top of his head, he could pop him like a pimple.
You know, I don't know if they're going to listen, but Ref Jerry should tell them to try to get it back in the squared circle
Look
here.
at Ref Jerry. Ref Jerry's petrified. Look at this.
He's scared on the inside. He's not stupid.
He knows what kind of match he signed up for here.
Vince Steele rolling back in the ring, but he is taking a little bit of punishment. Brawley has brought it to him as well. And wait a minute.
Oh, Steele going through the bottom.
Wait a minute. This is Steele completely weaving himself in between the corner. And look at Brolly now. Oh my God.
Classic, you are not lying for once in your life. The ring is reinforced. Vince Steele hit that pole 100% full speed. That was aggressive the way he hit that.
We are seeing the bedrock of the plan of Vince Steele fall right in front of us.
The ring just rotated about 10 degrees.
Now Brawley, I think his hand has
and his hand's busted open from that chain.
Yeah, totally loaded fist right there. Brawley's been lacerating on the left hand.
Too.
Is he? They're trying to get a tight shot there. And the Ace Nation getting behind the Jurassic Juggernaut here.
But look at him now. He's actually wrenched up the majority of the chain.
That's
and
right.
is now using that like a noose. A solid steel noose.
Brolly has the dominant end of the chain. He's got the most slack.
Vince Steele is busted wide open. He is a bloody mess.
Yeah, that cantaloupe's on sale at ShopRite. He's cut.
Microsoft went down 3 points.
Oh, calf branding!
Good grief.
He just drove him.
That is Vince Steele and IMAX right there.
Brolly just drove Steele's face right into the top of the security round. Now he's got a chair.
Oh, here comes the solid steel chair.
And it's legal! It's legal! Oh, look at Steele. Look at the crimson. Look at this, guys.
He is a bloody mess, and now Brolly digging that chair right into the larynx region, right into the throat of Vince Steele.
Again, fans, not for the weak at heart.
Ref Jerry's gonna need some therapy.
Well, I don't blame him. He's got the gloves on right now. Obviously, you don't want to catch anything right now.
And he certainly doesn't want to get in between this.
Vince, it looks like it's over the left eye. That's where Steele has been, he is bleeding a gusher.
You know, we're talking about over a decade of animosity between these two.
Oh, look at this counter!
Oh, Christ.
Brolly just went belly right across the top of the steel security rail.
Almost a 3D experience for that fan right there as they are just dancing around the ring.
Every fan along the side of the ring has scooted back about 3 feet except for Robert Lottie.
Actually, he might have taken about a foot and a half.
Well, Lottie wants the DNA for his blog tonight.
He's on YouTube. Give him some views. He's very talented. But also these two competitors, immensely talented. Vince Steele fighting through the blood.
Choking him.
The face of Brolly. Look at that. His face just turned bright red.
Choking the eye. Brolly trying to get some leeway, trying to protect himself from being choked to figurative and possible literal death.
Brolly's going to go from a tomato to a plum if he doesn't get that chain off his neck.
These two guys, they have not entered the ring since the very beginning of the contest. They have brawled on the floor the entire time, and those guardrails obviously been reinforced. Great job by Ace ring crew staff setting this entire arena up.
That little kid in the front row, I think he just realized what professional wrestling really is.
Small powder keg there.
Right now, Brolly now has that steel chair.
He's got another chair.
We're going to get 2 chairs in the ring, chains, a bloody Vince Steele. This is a out-and-out street fight in many senses of the word. Dropping a leg right across the back of the head.
Ladies and gentlemen, we could be seeing the public taxidermy experience of Vince Steele, of the Jurassic Juggernaut.
And Brolly looking to finally, he might be putting the nail in the coffin.
Look at that face.
First cover of the contest, Brolly able to get 2.
But he wasted too much. He could have had 3 after the leg drop, but he put the chair in the buckle and took his time. Not smart from a wily veteran like Brolly.
You think about back in November when we had Vince Steele out here cha-chaing around. Now you fast forward to January and it's a whole different ball game.
You got to remember, guys, if Brolly wins this, he won't be the alpha of Ace. He'll be the dominant species.
In this dog collar match, he'll be the big dog in that ring right now. And Brolly, he is waiting for Vince Steele, an absolute bloody mess of Vince Steele to get to his feet.
Look at the chair set up in the corner.
Steele looks like ooze as it's pouring out of his head.
A complete vision board of chaos is what Brolly has in mind.
Here we go. This is going to be it here.
Long dark time, guys. No. Steele puts on the brakes. Perhaps Brolly.
Go!
Yes!
Oh, and that did not go.
Brolly is the one who goes skull first into the steel chair.
That chair stayed like a brick wall.
Brolly just got a header, and right now Brolly is the little worse where Vince Steele really...
Oh, look at Brolly.
Holy
Steele
crap.
creating imagination and opportunity right now. Brawly's been lacerated.
Brolly was busted open by that chair.
Both men wearing that crimson mask in this barn burner. This is a feud that's been alluded to for over a decade. Who is going to come out on top in this dog collar match between Vince Steele and Brolly on Overdrive?
There's an old saying in pro wrestling, hate only knows one color, and it's crimson. And to think, guys, we've got another match on this week's edition of Overdrive.
They're going to have to do a lot of cleanup job to clean up this blood.
Look at Steele. Steele trying to wrap that chain around, Brolly fighting out.
Man, Brolly is bleeding heavy.
Brolly completely entangled in that chain.
That's just pouring down his face.
Oh, Brolly able to spin out. Oh!
Spinning heel kick from Vince Steele into the steel chair.
And Brolly is down. Is that all? 1, 2, 3. Incredible.
Here's your winner, Vince Steele.
The one thing about Vince Steele, Cheyenne Ortiz, the man can fly if need be, and he did an amazing spinning heel kick into that steel chair, a steel Terminator.
Look at that chair. Look at that chair. It tells you exactly the story of tonight.
This feud might finally be over. Vince Steele overcomes the Saint of Brutality, Brolly.
Wow.
Right in front of us, we see the steel chairs. They are bloody messes. My God, what a fight. Brolly bleeding profusely. Vince Steele, he has survived the dog collar match. Brawley's going to need medical attention, but so is the Jurassic Juggernaut.
Incredible.
Ref Jerry looks like he's seen a ghost. What a war here on Overdrive.
Incredible. A war like no other.
What a
Look at
fight.
this. Look at this.
Right in front of us.
The blood just pouring out of Brawley's face.
Griso, great shot.
Incredible.
Oh, man, oh, man.
Look at that chair.
Ladies
Look
and
at that
gentlemen,
chair.
Vince Steele is not just the Jurassic Juggernaut. He is the top of the evolutionary line here on Overdrive. And to think, we have got another match this week. TREY FELIPE, Sebastian Cage. It's already lit, but it's about to get even hotter. Ace Overdrive. It's main event time. It is time to kick it into Overdrive.
Clean up that.
Is scheduled for one fall with a 15-minute time limit.
The freshly TREY FELIPE.
Introducing first, hailing from Roselle Park, New Jersey, weighing in at 210 pounds. This is the fresh elite TREY FELIPE.
I'll tell you what. There's another guy, an Ace original that started in Roselle Park, New Jersey, who's from there. That's Too Hot Steve Scott. This kid's got a little bit of the same vibe, a little bit of the same cockiness. Literally down to the hat, but I think TREY FELIPE's got a little bit more potential than Steve Scott in his early days of Ace.
You know, TREY FELIPE coming in here trying to make a statement. The speed coming in the ring. He's got the swagger.
But you know what, Cheyenne? He's going to have to face a guy who's a former Fight for Flight champion and someone who is definitely lit in many senses of the word.
Introducing his opponent, hailing from Hollywood, California, weighing in at 165 pounds. This is the elite superstar, Sebastian Cage.
Not just any lit, but tonight possibly super lit. Sebastian Cage makes his return to Ace Pro Wrestling. This can go any which way the wind blows. Two extremely versatile flyers. One established, one looking to carve a name. It's Overdrive. It's your main event.
Well, Sebastian Cage, after quite some time, made his return in November, had a barn burner with Josh Glide, absolutely stole the show. And now he's here against TREY FELIPE. I'm going to expect the same thing, but it seems like a different type of attitude from Sebastian Cage.
Similar styles, size advantage to FELIPE.
But the speed, 100 miles an hour, either direction right here. Great show of respect there. I'm so looking forward to this right now. Collar elbow tie up. Sebastian going for that headlock quick. Very strange considering he's the smaller, but he grounds his man. Look at that.
Nice quick reversal out of that into a nice ankle pick from TREY FELIPE, and Sebastian Cage, he really has to find his way out here. I mean, he's locked in a predicament early on.
With a quickness there, classic.
Cage made it to the ropes now, breaking his Felipe.
And a clean break there. I think both these competitors are going to realize as the match continues that they are just as fast as the other. It's a matter of who's faster.
Reverse waist lock firmly applied from Felipe.
Oh, look at that.
Very crisp with a side headlock from Felipe. Haven't seen much of this young man on the indies, but seeing him right here, he's really showing off his technical side in many senses.
Felipe carving his name predominantly in the state of New Jersey, winning multiple titles, extremely well known for his high-flying arsenal. Pull-up master in his local New Jersey borough.
But here's Cage reversing with that arm wringer. Firmly applied, looking to roll over here. Little of the Owen Hart kip-up, and now reversing into an arm wringer. Down goes Cage, the former Fight for Flight champion.
Classic, you're somebody who felt as if Sebastian Cage could have held on to the Fight for Flight title for as long... Cover! Great Montreal there. For as long as he wanted to, had he not been sidelined by injury.
You know, it's one of those things with Sebastian Cage. You know, he's a person who can run his mouth, but he does back it up. That's why he is the lit superstar, like you just said. Injury bug got him. He had to step away from the scene for a while, but he's back. He's back. He's been reawoken back here in Ace.
You can see that Cage has that hammerlock applied as Felipe trying to administer some form of a counter, but to no avail, as Cage is just jockeying away, parrying, if you will.
Great Johnny Saint style of escapeology, excuse me, as Cage now reversing his own. A lot of reversals here in the early on, something I did not expect. I expected air game right off the bat.
Well, I think both competitors expected that, knowing that the other is just as versed, right?
I think so. It's a great point, Cheyenne. That's why you're the voice. Shoulder tackle, down goes Cage. Felipe, that's off the ropes.
You know, don't know a whole lot about Felipe, but we know about Cage, and I think that Cage, throughout the global pandemic and having no ring really to compete.
Double arm drag there.
I feel like, you know, he has reaffirmed himself. We know him as a high flyer for his speed, and we've seen
Look at the elevation.
a couple of times he's stepped his game up with his grappling, with his holds.
Deep arm drag by Felipe. He follows it up with a pair. Can he get the hat trick? No. And double drop kick. That's a standoff.
Cheyenne loves good competition. I love the round of applause and the passion in wrestling that Cheyenne has, but these two guys are bringing it early on here in beautiful Teaneck, New Jersey on Overdrive.
Hell of an exchange here to kick things off.
I'm still amazed Ace Management was able to clean up after that dog collar match we just saw.
That was a lot of blood.
A lot of blood.
Yeah, that was gruesome. That was gruesome.
Oh! He is quick as a cat. Incredible reflexes from Felipe.
One blower now, a cover.
2 count, referee in great position here.
Felipe's quick on the draw, and he really drives his point home immediately. That is the mark of a seasoned vet, but this man's a young man in the game.
Center of the ring, floats over for the cover.
Great administer of the cover there, utilizing his entire upper body weight, getting great leverage there, trying to pin his man down.
Absolutely, and it's all the name of the game is wrestling when it comes down to it. And both men, Felipe is he's actually keeping it grounded. You know, I know you're expecting more of a high game, maybe me too, but he is employing a great of a ground game at this moment. And Sebastian Cage don't know what hit him.
Of course, we invite you to hit that subscribe button, body slam the like button, and share this content. And of course, give us a check out on all forms of social media, including Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
Did you say body slam a button?
That's right.
Are you trying to break our fans' computers?
Oh, nice half Nelson backbreaker. And follows it up with a nice suplex. Nice throw from Felipe. Good combination. Lackadaisical cover, and that's what's going to catch you. The youth and inexperience when you pull a lackadaisical move on that pinfall attempt.
Rolled over, didn't even try to put the full weight, didn't even go for the legs.
You can see the wheels are turning in Felipe's mind here.
Hard Irish whip into the corner.
Complete utilization of size by Felipe, something he's yet covered, something he's yet to do in this contest.
Great knowledge of where he was in the ring, great presence of mind, grabs the bottom rope. This matchup continues here because I thought it was over if Cage did not reach the rope there.
Oh, look at that. And there we go, back to what I just mentioned, that size advantage of Felipe. He is really changing up his style here.
Beautifully done from Felipe, and Felipe's got to keep it on here. Cage is writhing in pain. Felipe is in firm control, and he is quick on the draw, quick on reversals. He knows what's coming, but Cage fighting from underneath, and a nice knee to the midsection, elbow to the back of the noggin. And TREY Felipe, man, I am impressed with this young man. He is potential superstar written all over him.
Pointy elbow right to the back of the skull. I think the one thing that Felipe has done that I would just, as a critique, he's giving Cage too much time. He's getting an offense and he's stepping away. He's not staying on top of Cage.
Well, you're going to see the momentum change depending on which, huge clothesline, depending on which superstar goes to the top rope first, because both are incredible at top rope maneuvers and springboards. Another cover. I don't think that third cover attempt was smart. I think Felipe's starting to show frustration, guys.
But you know what? The frustration leads to more high-impact offense, and I am giving a lot of marks here to Felipe. He has really brought his A game here tonight. You only get one chance to make a first impression. He's made a hell of a one on me and the rest of the Ace Nation here in the crowd tonight.
Felipe in incredible position there.
Look at the positioning. He's got the knee, but unfortunately for Felipe, Cage able to roll the hip and get to a seated position, now slowly making his way back up to his feet.
Cage up, the back elbow right to the midsection. Looked a little low from my perspective, but again, that arc of the elbow hit right in the breadbasket.
And up, Cage able to apply that jawbreaker, get a few moments of relief. Springboard! No! Look at that scout!
Felipe is one step ahead.
Oh, but Cage now going 2 steps forward on his own.
That's what Cage needed. He needs to go for a cover. No, he wants to go to the air. I don't think that's a smart move per se.
Oh, running. Look at that. 1, 2. Not enough momentum per se, but Cage did catch all of that moonsault.
That run, it was more of a running shooting star in my humble opinion, Cheyenne. He didn't get all of it. He landed right on the midsection, didn't land in the chest where he could have gotten to 3, but Felipe is still in this contest.
Hey, he may not have gotten all of it, but he definitely got more of it than any of us could have gotten.
Also true. Up. Both competitors showing that tenacity.
Cage off the second. Oh, big Muay Thai knee.
Good grief, what a shot right on the button. That's a knockout blow, and Cage ate it like yesterday's garbage.
And power slam. Oh, great roll through, perhaps standing. Oh, look at that athleticism. Oh, stays on him. 1, 2.
Where did this kid come from? TREY Felipe has made quite the impact here on Overdrive, and I am immensely impressed by this young man.
Great lateral press splash there, Classic.
He went for a standing moonsault. Cage rolled out of the way, and it was almost like a variation of a greetings from Uganda.
Of a what?
Greetings from Uganda.
You went respect for the Kamala reference.
I did.
But you know what? Right now, Felipe's got the firm control here.
Oh, look at that! Look at that!
Thought he was thinking fireman's carry, but
Whoa!
He didn't get all of it, but he didn't get enough.
Cage perhaps going to secure the victory! Oh, look at that ring awareness.
Cage did not catch all of it, Shine. I didn't mean to cut you off there. He did not catch all of it, but he caught enough. I thought it was a 3, but TREY Felipe, one hell of a presence of mind and grabbed the rope.
I have seen Cage put people away with that poison rana, all the same of the shooting star press and the 450.
What a matchup to main event Overdrive this episode.
Classic, something that we have not stressed just yet. Both competitors utilize a 450 splash.
This is true. It comes with that high rent. Oh, going for a cutter.
Oh, he hit the ceiling.
Wait a minute. Oh, Oshikaroshi. Wow.
I thought it was the end, but only 2.
We are talking inches.
Felipe just put Cage through the ceiling and then through his knee.
We are talking inches away from victory was Felipe.
Felipe's getting pissed. You alluded to it earlier, Cheyenne, and now Felipe's looking to finish him off. He looks like he's tuning up the band figuratively and quite possibly literally. If he delivers a shot here, it could be murder she wrote.
And up. Cage caught the leg. No.
Good grief.
Standing calf kick. Oh, the button.
Oh, he's out.
Ball game.
He is out.
Ball game.
Cold.
He just kicked right through his face.
Cage might have a concussion. How the hell did he kick out from that super kick on the button?
The super kick has become commonplace in professional wrestling, but that is one of the few times that it was lethal.
Fans, if you go back and watch that at a slower speed, I think Cage's soul momentarily left his body off of that kick.
Felipe now, middle rope. Once again, lands.
Innovative use of the elements.
Oh, infrared? No. Great counter. Transition. Perhaps the octopus? No. Cage says, oh!
Good grief.
Los tres golpes. Moonsault. Oh,
Screw.
Awesome. Awesome. Awesome.
Here is your winner, Sebastian Cage.
Sebastian Cage. It was a counter into a destroyer.
TREY FELIPE brought his A-game against the former Fight for Flight champion.
Yeah, but you got to give it to the lit superstar. He pulled out the stops to get that victory. Hell of a match.
If it took that much to put away FELIPE, what in the world could he have done to be kicked out? But we don't have to worry about it. Sebastian Cage, huge win here on Overdrive on our main event. What an episode.
Classic, you are seeing all the members of the Ace roster step up, especially following that dog collar match.
You know, I think that dog collar match might have set the precedent for 2022. But with that match right there, I think Sebastian Cage, as well as TREY FELIPE, let the rest of the roster know that they plan on bringing their A-game, their 100% for the Ace Nation. We started with respect, and the match is going to end with respect. Hell of a match from these two competitors.
Hell of a match.
That's what I just said.
We've seen blood, we've seen violence, and we've seen phenomenal professional wrestling. What an episode of Overdrive, Cheyenne. I am thoroughly and utterly impressed tonight.
Classic, how about it?
You know, this week we saw a little bit of everything. We saw the violence for the not-so-faint at heart. We saw the high-flying. We saw the hard-hitting. We saw the innovative. This was a great Overdrive.
And next week, I can now confirm it, Azrael takes on Anthony Gangone. Fans, when you want all the action, kick it into Overdrive.